I think it shows it all. There is no question that this game made some of the best improvements, and I think this has to be one of them. Don't get me wrong, I love Bannerlord's soundtrack as much as the next guy, but it is as iconic as this, the Mount and Blade Warband opening theme. I don't think so, and nor does my mate Mr. Huskal. Jarl. Viking man. It has been a good couple years since I've really played Mount and Blade Warband. And is that just down to the fact that Bannerlord is a better game? I don't entirely think so. I think they both have their own merits, and I definitely think that whilst Bannerlord expands on pretty much everything that Warband ever gave it, there are still some things that Warband does superior. You see, Bannerlord added in so much content, and don't get me wrong, if you want a good diplomacy simulator, if you want a good medieval kingdom simulator, or you want to be able to destroy every lord in your path and marry 30 wives, then yes, Bannerlord is definitely for you. But if you just want to go around recruiting men, getting a huge army of Swadian knights and, well, finding some forest banners to kill, it doesn't get much better than this. Come on, lads. You know what? The classic F1, F3. That's all we need. That's all you ever need within this game. So I have an army of pretty much just Swadian knights. It's 27 cavalry, and there are some infantry, but all the infantry are footmen at the moment. They will become knights at one point. They're just not strong enough yet. They don't quite have the power yet. I've got confidence that even just my cavalry can take out this force of a very similar size as well, especially if I can go hacky and slashy with my sword. That teal text in the bottom left, oh, it's so iconic. Don't get me wrong, Bannerlord has some really great things, but the fact that Warband is such an easy game when you get to this level maybe takes away some of that hardcore difficulty. But I mean, I love it. I love it so much. And as they run instantly, it was never going to be a competition. They were never going to last for that long. Well done, lads. My infantry didn't even make it. They always get left out. It also means they don't get quite enough XP in time, but hey-ho, we need more of these guys. Oh wait, there are actually a few sergeants. Oh, I've gone down a tricky route here. Some soldiers are ready to upgrade. Just some militia. Look at these beautiful boys. Look at them. I mean, there are so many less options. You can ask them to tell you about themselves, and you can see some of their attributes and things like that, but that's all you can do with your army. Even if we go into notes and things like this, these have to be notes and characters that you search. The UI is... well, it leaves a lot to be desired. It is just a wall of text. Like, what does any of this mean? I know these are names of locations, but there is no markers. There is nothing like that. You can click show on map and it will make you run in that direction. Okay, that was interesting.
Less talking, more reading.
Iconic, absolutely iconic. I mean, the lighting in this game, I think, still holds up. That might be down to the fact that Bannerlord wasn't perhaps the big jump in graphical fidelity that we were all hoping, but I still think Warband has its moments. For a game that came out in 2010, don't forget, Tailwards were not a big company at this point. They were still somewhat of an indie studio. I mean, Bannerlords and the Mount and Blade series in general has come from a long, long decade of growth. It was never an instant success. It was never run away. It always just slowly plodded along as people kind of get introduced through the Napoleonic Wars DLC, through more mods coming out and YouTube videos. And then slowly but surely, Tailwards became the huge company it is, and, well, Turkey's crown and glory, I think it's safe to say. Just like me on Christmas Day. Nope, you're not going to escape, son. Yeah, good job, lads. Good job. That's what they needed. Oh, I know why we were recruiting sergeants. I was going to put them in the garrison of my my castle that I got. However, there is some desert bandits there that we're going to have to take out. We want to clear the area to make sure everyone's happy. And you look like you're coming... yeah, you're coming dangerously close. Get away from Abe. Get away from Abe. That is my city. Okay, well, we're not going to do this too stupidly. Nope, that's not the button I wanted to press. Oh, we've been so spoiled. I completely forgot. I was wondering why it felt so small. But since Bannerlords had hundreds of people on the battlefield, like up to 1,000 agents, this just... this feels like nothing. This is the max size of the battle, by the way. This is it, right here. How crazy is that? And even back in the day, and even when I was playing it up to when Bannerlord released in 2020, this felt huge. This felt like we had the biggest battles in the world. And now what? Maybe we've just been spoiled. Maybe we take it too much for granted. maybe actually Bannerlord is another level that, yeah, when it first was announced that we were going to have up to 1,000 agents on the battlefield, it's pretty impressive. And now I just kind of take it for granted and don't think about it. But actually going back to Warband is making me really appreciate some of the bigger, especially scale changes that Bannerlord introduced. Okay. Yep, see, new enemies have arrived. That comes the reinforcements. I'm assuming I'm not going to get any reinforcements because I don't need them. But yeah, we used to do it in waves, and don't get me wrong, Bannerlord does it in waves, but still, that's only if you have thousands of units that it has to do waves. Nope, I'm not going to let you run either. I'm going to chase you all down. I mean, I think it was definitely a better improvement for them to nerf horseback riding and, well, knights in general in Bannerlord, because this is ridiculous. There is pretty much no army that can beat me at this point, even with such a small force of about 70 lads. It can just mow through anything, even double, triple our units. I will never understood how it got this out of control, because this is all I used to do, was play with Swadian Knights over and over again. Wow, these battles really have made me realize something. I'm so sorry I ever doubted you, Bannerlord. I miss this so much. These huge scale battles, 1,000 troops on the same match. I think it's easy to get lost in the open when you're looking at comparisons between games and you're so caught up in the time period. In 2010, Warband, I think personally, especially for this genre, was way beyond anything that we'd ever had and really set a mark for what medieval commanding games could be, and almost, I guess, the in-person Total War style of genre. But when Bannerlord came out, there was so much talk about it not really having the improvements everybody wanted and not being quite the step up. But I think this comparison proves everything. I think it shows it all. There is no question that this game made some of the best improvements, and I think this has to be one of them. Oh god, I'm actually going to die here. This would be an absolute disaster. Oh, hello cavalry. You're on the wrong side here. Where are my infantry? Do we even have any infantry? Oh my god, look at the goddamn sun. It looks beautiful. Everybody need to be running in Canterbury circle. This is not Canterbury circle. This is a disaster. It's actually very even. Oh god, it's way more even than I thought it would be. I thought we'd actually destroy these lads, but nope. No, they also have some pretty good horse archers, which is doing them pretty well. Getting a few slices and dices in there. Yeah, you can try. But look at me. I look badass. Whoa. Look at that. That is the scene from a battlefield. I remember when first Bannerlord was announced, and it did blow me away, the scale. But it was never supposed to be 1,000 players on the battlefield. My word, all the horses are running off. Can I join you guys? I remember the speculations that I made back in the early days of Bannerlord dev blogs talking about maybe it might be 200, 300 units on the battlefield, but up to 1,000? That was never a possibility. And also, I just might want to add, that is not the limit this game can do. It goes way further. It goes way higher, especially if you're using mods. However, use that at your own risk, because it will break your PC. There is a reason that I've never made a video on the battle sizer mods. It is so painful to see my little child scream in anguish as I try and fit 2,000 units on the battlefield. I was talking about my PC there, by the way. I don't have a child in the basement, or at least not officially. Oh my word, here come the more reinforcements. That was some good English from me, but it looks like we've topped up back to 500 versus 500. Yet despite the criticisms of Bannerlord's release, and perhaps maybe not being graphically the biggest update in the world, I think they did a fantastic job, and I, personally, have never seen sights like I've seen in this game. It shows a side to warfare that gaming has never experienced before. Even Total War is a completely different style of, while still having more men on the battlefield, never being right down and personal. And I don't know if we'll ever see a game series do it again. So I think it's safe to say that creating battles on this scale and the difference that you see from Warband really shows when the comparisons are made. And that is the best feature Bannerlord ever brought in. Did anyone else just see that horse go flying?
Who used to holding me down?